Hello. It's been a while since I've done a reading for recording anyway. I have the window open, so if you hear loud cars go by or something, it is what it is. This reading is about what's the deal with all the UFO stuff going on. So this first set of cards here, let's just ignore these two for now. We got the Two of Pentacles. And then to further explain that card is the Ace of Swords in reverse. Oh, I always do this. I'm using the Prism. I think that's what it is. It's a pretty popular, well-known deck. The Prism Visions Tarot is the deck I'm using. Anyway, so the first thing I got from these two cards here is they're juggling, and they're juggling lies, and they're giving off the perception, whoever they are, is that it's easy for them, like they can just keep doing it forever. And even though they're really good at it, no, they can't keep doing it forever. That's a lie they even tell to themselves. They're so embedded in the lies and the lie energy that they believe their own lies. And also how this in this Ace of Swords, how the sword is stuck into the ground and it almost looks like wings. So it's almost like up is down, down is up. That's the lie. So what I'm getting from that is honestly that a lot of the UFO things that we're seeing or hearing about, whether it be sightings from people that are just posting it on their personal pages or quote unquote news outlets. I'm sorry, I'm just really distracted right now. It's not aliens. They're humans. It's either our tech here on Earth right now, or it's humans that are currently functioning and living in outer space on wherever their base may be, or if they just kind of chill out their own ships. Like, it's, we have space stations that we know about. We have the moon that we know about, and we all know that there's been structures not only found on the moon and Mars that clearly don't look natural. We also see these super clear pictures of galaxies and stars light years away, but when it comes to these images that they show you from Mars and the moon, they're clearly altered, they're fuzzy. It's just, I'm going off on a tangent. Anyway, they're juggling so many lies and so many levels. And why are they doing it? Well, I said, who are they? I asked, who are they? And I got the Queen of Wands and the Lovers in reverse. So Queen of Wands aside, intuitively when I look at this card, it looks to me like two energies splitting. And then with the Lovers card with it in the reverse, I hear karmic. So first thing I got from that was the reason why this is happening is they're trying to stop this split from happening in a lot of people. People are having to choose whether they're going to stay in this world of illusions or move into the energy that's more truly themselves, because they can feel it in their heart space when they allow themselves to be in that energy. And it's like, I don't know, it's like it's all part of the same source energy anyway. But one frequency, if you look here, one frequency is like, this one is like sitting there, right? And this one almost looks like a mermaid, like separating or like just kind of floating away, or maybe something, right? So it gives the impression of one being like static and very 3D, very not even necessarily. Well, let's take a look at that. Is it solid? It looks solid, right? Because this one's see-through and this one's solid. So I really just get the feeling that this is talking about the separation I think most of us feel, whether we want to admit to it or not. We see the people stuck in the old ways and the old illusions and the old truths, and just not having space for it because they see beyond it, they see more, and they see the truth of it, which is, it's a lie. And there's a doggy out there barking. That's probably going to come out nice and clear throughout this entire reading. So then I got the sense that it's talking, these next set of cards is really talking about this energy splitting, like what they're trying to stop from happening with this energy split. And I really feel it's talking about this free-floating energy here coming up. So we have the Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Two of Wands all coming out together. And then to further explain those cards, we have the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So, Six of Wands. Okay, what I'm getting from these cards, these three cards here, is saying like the energy that's splitting out is not afraid. They have no idea how they're going to get to where they're going to go, but they're going anyway. And they're sure that whatever obstacles that they have no idea what they are, so essentially have no way to prepare for, that when it arises in their now time space, that they will be able to overcome it, whatever it may be. The potential obstacles that you may encounter are irrelevant, because this is the journey you're on. And it's also understanding that the potential obstacles that you might encounter are needed, whether you want them or not. They're needed experiences. And then I feel like this saying, with that, starting off with that type of energy with the Six of Wands, you're really going full into the Four of Wands. To me is the manifestation card. It's also the card of coming together, like potentially a marriage and a celebration. So I don't feel like this is talking about like a couple. I mean, it could be, but I feel like this is talking about all the people that are feeling this split, and the ones that are deciding to take that journey and step away from what they've always known, which, by the way, is coming up here in the Two of Wands. All those individuals are gonna find, they're gonna meet, they're gonna join, they're gonna combine, they're gonna marry, in a sense, because like attracts like, which opposites also attract. But in this case, it's not about opposites. It's not about opposing forces. It's about coming together and maybe even joining forces with other people, or it could just be a person. It could literally just be a place. It could be, the experiences that you have to get you to that point. Either way, not living in fear and allowing things to be as they are, however they present themselves, puts you in a mindset to manifest, because you're not only putting out the intent of, I'm going to make this journey regardless of what happens, but you're putting the action forward to do it, which is what a lot of people don't understand about manifestation. Is you can sit there and meditate and pray all you want, but we are in this 3D realm too. Still, doesn't matter that this energy is separating and essentially moving into higher energy frequencies and fields and what have you. We're still physical. That's the beauty of what's happening. We're physical and spiritual, and we're moving on, but it's not like we're necessarily leaving the physical behind. It's changing the physical to come, with the light body energy. And then here we have the Two of Wands, which again talks about choosing your comfort or choosing an adventure. And I also feel like that's what the lies and the juggling the lies in this negative karmic energy to interfere with this split that's happening. That's the reason why they're trying to stop this, because they need us to stay in this lower frequency so that they can continue to use us, to use our manifestation abilities to create the reality that they want to create by us following and agreeing with their narrative, by us giving into fear. So they're trying to stop this. And then to further explain these three cards, which I really didn't even need a further explanation, but I pulled cards anyway. And it's the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is perfect. Perfect alignment. Look, this deck, makes the picture. So you don't have any hang-ups or anxiety about what's actually going on and what's happening. You're not living in fear, and you are aware of the illusions. You don't really have any illusions. That's how you're able to do this. And also, you know that when you hear things or see situations where it seems like it's hopeless and there's no way out, you know that that's not true. That's a self-imposed prison that you're choosing not to be a part of. And that's how you're even able to get up and do this Six of Wands. Because you're not holding yourself down by your own fear manifestations, and you're not allowing yourself to stay trapped in a situation that you could easily get out of by just doing something about it. And that's what's happening here. And then that's the bus. I have a bus stop right in front of my house. The Five of Chalices, I'm showing this card up front, up close, because it's kind of hard to see what's happening, but I showed an upright. He's dropping the 3 cups, and there's 2 cups here. And then to further explain that is the Wheel of Fortune came in reverse. This is not a traditional Wheel of Fortune card. It doesn't have really any of the symbols and iconography that's normally found in a Wheel of Fortune. It's interesting. So, putting these two cards aside for now. Sorry, I'm shaking. I pulled these two first. These were explaining this Wheel of Fortune here. So the Five of Chalices in the reverse, I feel like is literally, and I feel like it's saying it's a type of ending. It's a type of ending. And the ending is letting go of lack mentality. That's what this is going to lead to. Understanding that you have to stay focused in the now moment. You can't focus on something that has, like, you can't cry over spilled milk. And you have to focus on what you currently have and what you got going on for yourself, not what you don't have or what you've lost. And I think it's saying it's an ending to that because it's the Five of Cups is in the reverse. So instead of you focusing on the Three Cups that you're losing, you're focusing on the Two of Cups. So the Three of Cups, the Five of well, it says Five of Chalices, but I'd call it Five of Cups. The Three of Cups usually talks about, like, you know, celebration, party, friendship, usually, you know, imbibing in some libations, drinking, dancing. Could also mean third-party situations. So I feel like all of that really depends, even though this is talking about like your emotions and like your emotional ties to it. All of that is dependent upon the physical situation that's happening. So therefore, most people aren't going to just get up and start dancing for no reason, unless maybe there's music playing, or if there's somewhere where there's a dance floor and other people are also dancing, then you would get up and dance. As an example. So it's tied to like the physical aspects. And the Two of Cups that he has left here is, in my opinion, the Twin Flame card. And I just have to reiterate that Twin Flame does not mean that it has to be a sexual relationship or a romantic relationship. It could just be your other half, and you can have more than one. Don't put limitations on the things that you can have, because if you do, you're not going to be able to manifest all the things that you could have, and it will hinder you. Sorry. So anyway, the focus is going to be on the things that are important to you, and especially what's important to your mental health, your spiritual health and growth, and your heart energy. Like what it is that just makes you happy. And those are things that don't have to be based in the physical, even though they definitely can have and will have something to do with the physical. The focus is more on internal than external. So that's good. I'm saying there's an ending to the focus. So an ending to focusing on the 3D aspects of life and focusing more on the things that you are vibing with, more or less. And the reason why I say it is a type of ending, but it's not the end of, this is like a minor cycle that's ending. The major cycle is still going on because the Wheel of Fortune is here in the reverse. So this is also like, even though you might be traveling and doing things, there's still restrictions. There's still a sense of like not being able to freely move about, especially when it comes to traveling. Yeah, so I wanted more explanation on this Wheel of Fortune, and what came out was these cards came out sideways, so I'll let them stay sideways. The Death card and the Ten of Wands. So with them coming out sideways, I think this is also talking about this choice that needs to happen. This Two of Wands. And doesn't that look like a Libra sign there? Like being like the air, flow with the air. Do as you please, go where you please. Because the air can fit anywhere, even in the water. And nothing can penetrate it. Everything can penetrate it, but nothing can wound it and injure it and end it. Sorry. Back to this. Wheel of Fortune. To further explain that is the Death card and the Ten of Wands that came out sideways. So I feel like this is saying that these two cards can go either way with this Wheel of Fortune, this major cycle that's not done. Depending on your choices and how you handle dealing with the lies, understanding the illusion, understanding the illusions, and understanding that you have all the power in your situation, understanding what you are capable of, and focusing on what's important to you. So you can choose death, or you can choose rebirth. You can choose to continue to carry your burdens, or you can choose to let them go. So depending on how you deal with this loss, this is a type of loss. But you can either look at it like a loss, or you can look at it as that which is no longer occupied because you don't have that, filling that space, you can now fill with things that you want to fill with it, or you want to do, or you just move in a whole new direction, which could be your rebirth. And in the same breath, it could be putting down your burdens, like you might be burdened by losing the connection. I feel like this is talking about maybe losing connections with certain activities or people that you used to hang out with and you really used to love doing, and people that you really cared about. But now you're at a point in your life where in order for you to still participate in those kind of things and with those people, that you're not, it's taking you away from enlightenment. It's taking you away from like the best you could ever be, which would only benefit everyone that's around you. So it's a choice. So it's also a choice, back to the original UFO thing. If you want to believe what's going on here, also to note that real aliens, like a mass UFO sighting, is not going to happen until the majority of the planet is here. Or not necessarily a majority, but more people are here. So, as always, their plans are going to backfire. These folks that are stuck in this lower vibratory energy field, because they are going to find themselves in the Eight of Swords, entrapped, and not knowing how to get out of it. But it's literally a prison that they've made for themselves. Because they could choose to do this too. But they've got a lot of work to even do that. That's why they use us. We're like little energy batteries to them. They're so cut off from source, from the light. That's where we're headed. We're leaving the dark and going to the light. They can't do that. They're stuck in the dark. They could, but they're in their own self-imposed prison. And they're trying to take as many people as they can with them because they need food. The reason why there aren't going to be true alien mass sightings, and when it's real aliens, it's going to be a mass sighting. It's going to be undeniable when they're here physically. is because the people that, only the people that are resonating in a certain vibratory field will be able to even see them or experience them anyway, because that's just how that works. Example, if you're watching tarot, you probably think ghosts are a thing. Not everyone can see ghosts. Some people can. Most people can't. Or we've forgotten how, rather. But example, we can't see them like psychics or mediums can see them. But we pick up on the energy and we feel the vibe, and you know, if it's a bad ghost, it literally what the hell is that show that I was just watching? Dead Files. Yeah, love that show. You know, they show the stuff that's scary because that's what gets ratings, but in negative situations with ghosts, like people's health are being affected. People are, they're not only their physical health but their mental health, and it like literally makes space feel heavy. Like all of that affects the physical. But they have to do the work to move to the light also, if they want to. If not, they'll just be recycled. So yeah, that's the reading. Oh, I wanted to do final messages. So I have this deck. I just came back from vacation, so this was in my bag. It's called the Hermit Tarot. Honestly, I don't know why it's called the Hermit Tarot, because it's not a tarot deck. I'm just gonna give it a quick shuffle and see what comes out for final messages for the collective. See what's happening here. Both sides were white, I got confused. Alright, final messages for the collective. Having to do with the UFOs. Listen to your heart. I dream about you a lot too much. Okay. So right away I'm getting, I talked about, the important thing is what's important to the people that are in this energy here is the Two of Cups, which is where their heart is. Listen to your heart. And I dream about you a lot. I think this might be talking about people having alien contact in their dream and not realizing it. Possibly traveling astrally when they're asleep. Most of us probably don't remember that when we wake up, and we're not meant to. Because we're in control of the situation, so if we really wanted to, we would allow ourselves to remember it. Let me just see if there's anything else. Think before you act. Yeah. I mean, that's all good advice. Think before you act. I think what that's touching on is talking about not giving into the fear. Think before you act. Don't act rashly. Pay attention. Think before you act. Pay attention how your heart feels before you act. Let's see, one more. Wait in the reverse. Okay, wait, these ones to come out. I don't know what this is. Wait in the reverse, saying the time is now. We got 2 sevens here. What the a pentacle? I don't even know what that is. Well, it's in the reverse, so I think it's saying, you know, don't focus on money. I am manifesting you. I don't know what the hell's going on with these cards. Seek professional advice. Maybe I shouldn't have pulled these. I think it's obviously saying trust your intuition, trust your heart, trust your brain. The time is now, because, by the way, that's the only time it ever is, because time is an illusion and all there is now. This is a really weird way, but okay. Pentacle in the reverse. I'm not really sure about that one. Another 1 in the reverse. I am manifesting you. In the reverse. I just heard you are manifesting me. Yes. You manifest am I. I don't know. Just thought that would be fun. But I think this is saying, like, you know, not to focus on money in 3D, focus on paying attention to your heart and your intuition, because you don't need professional help. You got this. Well, this came underneath that. I dream about you a lot, too much. I am manifesting you. Those are right above you. Yeah, I think this might have something to do with the astral stuff that might be happening. Anyway, that might have been a message for me. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you got something out of it, and I tried to direct it towards current events and things that interest me. And as always, it went right back to what it always goes back to: doing you, loving you, taking care of you, and manifesting the reality that you want, and telling us how to do it. So, love, 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 love. Bye-bye.